I'm going to go back into my newest Blackboard course, and in the last session I added a couple of content areas and also a tool to my main course menu, and I've since decided that I want to make this course look more like a course that I created last semester. And that other course contains a course modules page and also learning modules, and although these two things are very similarly named, they're completely different. And I'm going to go now into that other course to remind myself of what I did there. In last semester's course, the landing page is something that I called a dashboard, and it's really a course modules page to which I've added these 3 items which Blackboard calls course modules, and they're really aggregators of recent course activity for the students to see at a glance. The My Announcements module collects information about my most recent announcements, which the students can click on here directly. What's New aggregates information about recent course activity generally, and To Do presents information about upcoming due dates for graded components. On this page as well is this banner, which I'm going to add to the other course on another day. For now, I'm going to return to this semester's course so that I can add a course modules page to it. So I'm going to hover over the plus sign on the top left and select module page in the cascading menu. And I'm going to name it dashboard, make it available to users, and click submit. And it's the last invisible item now on my course menu. I'm going to click on it and click add course module, and I see here my list of available modules to choose from. I want to add my announcements. I'm going to click the add button there, and also To Do and What's New, and then OK on the bottom right. And I can see now that these 3 widgets have been added to this page that I've called dashboard. And I can see the dashboard now appears on my main course menu, and I want it to be the second item on my course menu. So I'm going to hover over the leftmost area for that item and drag it up so that it appears just below the course homepage. And I've also decided that I want this dashboard to be the landing page for this course, or the entry point. So I'm going to go down into the course management area and click on customization, which expands that menu, and select teaching style. And the second set of options is the course entry point, and I'm going to go here and select dashboard and submit on the bottom right. And I'm going to go out of the course and back into it, and I can see that this dashboard is now the landing page for this course. Back in last semester's course, in the course homepage, course content folder, I used this tool called Learning Modules, and this allowed me to organize my weekly materials in a manner that the students can follow in a sequential, very organized manner. And there I was able to add different types of files and learning activities and assignments, and this is what I want to duplicate in my current course. Back now in this semester's course, I'm going to go into the course homepage and into course notes, and this is where I want to start building my learning modules, and it's the same menu all over again. I'm going to hover over build content, and I'm going to choose learning module here. So this is not going to be a module page where I'm adding those widget type items. It's an actual learning module, so I'll click on that and I'll give it a name. I'll call it module 1. I could add a description here and click submit, and I can see now that module 1 has been created. I'm going to click on it to start adding content or activities. Same menu all over again. Hover over build content. I can start adding files and videos and blank pages, which I'll do now. Blank page. I'll call it learning objectives. And drop some content into it. I can format that and click submit. So this first item has been added now to my module 1, And next I want to add an assignment, so I'll select that and I'll call this assignment 1, drop in my specs, format it, drop in the maximum points possible, and add a due date, and click submit. I can see now that this assignment has been added to the learning module. I want to go now to see what this is going to look like for a student. So in the course management panel, I'm going to go into course tools and select student view, and back into the course homepage, course notes, there's module 1, and I can see the student can navigate through the learning objectives and next into assignment 1 with its specifications and the submission area. And I'm done with adding my modules for today.